Just it was a local with Miguel Lopez Jr. talking about Ward 8. Now we're getting pretty national. I've got Pastor Mark Burns, who Time Magazine called Trump's top pastor, I believe.
That's correct.
Thank you for coming into the studio
Happy
today.
to be here.
I appreciate it because you're in town for a Joe Trillo event.
I am, yes.
So talk with us about Joe Trillo as Trump's honorary campaign chair here in Rhode Island. And did he call you up and said, come on in, I'm running for governor?
Well, we get requests from candidates all over the country, but we are very specific and we're very careful about choosing candidates that really embody the Make America Great Again agenda and President Trump's agenda. And so, Joe Trillo is really one of those candidates that really embodies the Make America Great Again spirit. That's why I'm here.
Okay. You must be on the road a lot.
A lot, yeah. They got me all over the place.
Well, it's been a very interesting week. It was the State of the Union week.
Yes.
So, let's talk a little bit about what you heard. I mean, you know the president very well.
Absolutely.
And so folks were wondering what they were going to hear this week. What was your reaction to his speech when he gave it?
Well, I mean, he spoke so much about, first of all, unity. That was the very first thing he hit it, which was important. He talked about the unification of our country. One of the things that was clear is he stated that it's sad that it takes a tragedy to unify us, but he wants to be the president that unifies us without tragedy. He wants it to be economic empowerment to really unify us. And he also spoke about that in God we trust is still our motto. It was sad to see how the Democrats responded to that, but that's a whole nother subject.
Well, I had to ask you about State of the Union while you were here in studio, and you talk about when you travel and candidates around the country who say, you're a Trump guy, Joe's a Trump guy.
Right.
Joe's running as an independent, not a Republican. What do you see with that throughout the country? Joe explained it. He was in the studio here this week as well, going again from the honorary chair as to why he's running as an independent. Do you see this sort of case-by-case basis of how people approach their runs for office?
Well, absolutely. I mean, again, you got to understand, we all knew that the Republican establishment was not really for Donald Trump. I don't think they're even still for Donald Trump. Really, Donald Trump, President Trump now, was able to communicate directly to the people. I think that's what Joe Trillo was doing. He said, listen, I'm not so focused on party, I'm focused on people. I'm focused on purpose and assignment. And I believe that's why he's able to connect with the people, just like President Trump has done.
So speaking of connecting with people, you're going to be at the event this evening.
I am.
Connecting with Trillo supporters. What is going to be your speech?
It's going to be about the Make America Great Again agenda. It's going to be about pushing President Trump's agenda and surrounding ourselves around true supporters like like Trillo, soon to be, I like to believe, the next governor of Rhode Island, Trillo, and just continue to unify our country.
And so talk with us today, the FBI memo.
Yes.
When I get a Politico in the office, I have to talk politics. The question was, what are we going to hear? How much follow is there going to be? I mean, you're a political guy. You got the pastor hat, you got the politics hat, you got a bunch of hats. But boof, I mean, we're going to see a lot from this now. What do you think's going to happen?
I'm awaiting some more indictments that's going to come down, some more indictments, and hopefully some people are going to start going to jail. I mean, this is one of the biggest cover-ups. It is shameful what the FBI has done, especially FBI Comey, former FBI Director Comey, has done to the integrity of the FBI. I mean, the rank and file of the FBI is solid. We love them. But the leadership was very weak, and they allowed themselves to be used as a political pawn. The FBI should never, ever be used as a political pawn.
Do you think a year into the presidency, he delivered the State of the Union speech this week, recent approval ratings out just today showed his approval rating going up. Can and does the president win over people who weren't opposed to his presidency to begin with?
Well,
can he win people over?
Absolutely, and he's doing that. It's going to be done through economic empowerment. I mean, that's the goal here. I mean, you can see that jobs are coming back to our country. We're getting word that Chrysler is coming back to Detroit. I mean, Detroit's about to become Motor City of the country again. Ford, these companies that had left America are coming back to America, and the stock markets are breaking records every time. So the president is doing he's focusing on America agenda. It is sad today that people, especially Democrats, are more focused on illegal immigrants than they are American citizens. Donald Trump is focused on American citizens first.
And I'm going to ask you a few more questions while I have you in studio. I know you've got places to go, but what brought you to Trump to begin with?
Well, for me, it was a spiritual matter in the beginning. I mean, I am a pastor. I become this political figure, but for me, my goal was to push the Christian agenda and the people of faith agenda, and not just Christianity, but religion in general, because when you attack one religion, you attack all religions. And we felt candidate Trump said to me the very first time I met him that he believed Christianity was under attack, that our religious liberties were being stripped away by President Obama, former President Obama, and the Democratic Party. And that was the original draw to me. And he said, I'm going to be a champion. If I become, if I become the next president, Christians will have a friend in the White House. And he's proved that to be true.
So we just saw his State of the Union 1 year into office, but just before the State of the Union, he got embroiled in a little bit of issue when the shithole country comment was made, and you got dragged into it as well.
Yes.
Taking that, a lot of times, taking the step back, you've had the benefit of some time to think about it. How would you have assessed the situation, and have you had conversations with the president about it? And do you think it should define who he is in this administration?
Absolutely not. I mean, first of all, he didn't say that. Okay, I couldn't outright be out there defending it if I wouldn't have heard directly from the horse's mouth. This is what it went down. This is how it was said. And those enemies of the president made it clear that they didn't want America focusing on the fact that the unemployment rate in the African American community is at an all-time low in the history of the unemployment rate. They want to take that away from the president and focus on the fact that now, oh look, he's calling the African American country S-hole. I can say S-hole.
We can say shithole on here.
I can't say that. Okay, I got to go back to my church when I leave here, Rhode Island. but S-hole. Okay, but everybody know what I'm talking about. But they want to change the focus to the alleged comment that he didn't even say. But the fact that this was so funny, you have African presidents in Africa are saying if he said it, he's saying the truth. He's speaking the truth. Because the fact of the matter is that money that is coming from America that is going to these countries are not getting to the people. And we need to, these leaders who are taking the money and they're putting it into their pockets and not distributing that to the people, they need to be raising up, just like Iran is trying to do. They're raising up because the money's not getting to the people.
So what's the final message? Have you been to Rhode Island before?
This is my very first time in the great state of Rhode Island.
I have a little inkling that maybe this is the first time.
Very first time.
We tend to be a very blue state here.
As I'm told.
But again, what do you want folks to know both about Trump and supporting Joe Trillo for governor?
Well, I want people to first don't allow the mainstream media. I mean, it's medias like this is the new blueprint of getting the word out to the people. That you're not blocked by major corporations that are trying to control your message, but you're able just to tell the truth. Whether you agree with President Trump or you disagree, at least you can just tell the truth, right?
And that's what's important. Talk in the studio here.
You're talking directly to the people. And in reference to Trillo, Joe Trillo, I think he embodies the make America great again spirit. He doesn't want to just make America great again. He wants to make Rhode Island great again, okay? Because he wants to make sure that this state, which I'm told is a sanctuary state, I mean, my God, why is there a state that is more focused and concerned with the welfare of illegal immigrants than the veteran that I just saw right down the street, who's an American veteran? But he seemed to have less rights than an illegal immigrant that is here and you're protected by the city. I think that's wrong. I think it's sad that we have Democratic leadership that are more focused, concerned about the welfare of illegal immigrants than American citizens.
I just had a political organizer here in the city talking about the proposal by the mayor here for municipal ID cards to, again, afford undocumented immigrants some identification. But he said people are concerned that that's going to then tag them. So it's a difficult issue, I think, both nationally, locally, but you're here with the Trump message. You're here for the Trillo campaign, the events this evening. I appreciate your taking the time, Reverend Mark Burns, to come into the studio here and Golocal on your very first trip to Rhode Island.
I love it. Golocal right here, Rhode Island.
Thank you very much, sir.
You.
I'll let you go around the corner and we'll welcome our next guest here into the studio. Just talked with Reverend Mark Burns. The pastor, Mark Burns, was called Trump's most influential pastor by Time magazine. He's in